Tjadzi, the giant, had no sons. Because of this, his daughter Skadi put on her helmet, donned her armor, and armed herself. Then she marched determinedly towards Asgard. At the bridge leading into the realm of the Asgardians stood Heimdall. As always, he was vigilant. In his hand, he held his sword, Hobson, ready to repel any intruders. Skadi stepped onto the bridge, and Heimdall immediately sensed she was not here for fun. Skadi knew she stood little chance against the well-equipped Asgardians. Nevertheless, she drew her spear. Her giant's rage gave her the strength of 8 men. She was ready for battle. The Asgardians were impressed by her fearlessness. They felt respect and wanted to avoid unnecessary conflict. Odin pondered the situation. He believed it would be wrong to simply kill a giant's daughter, especially one who had come to avenge her father. Then Balder stepped forward. He was the youngest of the Asgardians, known for his kindness. "Skadi," he said, "let's talk. War helps no one." He offered her a peaceful resolution. So there they stood, weapons lowered, contemplating peace. Skadi was impressed by Balder. He was not only brave but also good-looking. The Asgardians made her an intriguing offer. She was allowed to choose a husband from among them. For the Asgardians, this was an important step in making peace with the giants. But there was a catch. Skadi could only see the feet of the Asgardians. The rest of their bodies were covered with cloaks. She had to make her choice based solely on the feet. Skadi found the idea odd, but she agreed. Skadi examined the feet carefully and thought she had recognized the perfect feet of Balder. "I choose this one. Balder is flawless," she exclaimed. But then came the moment of truth. The Asgardians threw off their cloaks, revealing their full forms. Skadi immediately recognized her mistake. These feet did not belong to the young and handsome Balder, but to the old Njörd. She had been deceived. But the rules were clear, and Skadi knew she couldn't undo her decision. Thus, fate took its course. But perhaps Skadi actually preferred an older god over a young, strong giant. In any case, she took Njörd as her husband, as agreed. Part of the contract also included a seemingly impossible condition. The Asgardians were to make the fatherless Skadi laugh as she mourned her father Tjadzi's death. Loki had his own idea of how to make Skadi laugh. He took one end of a stick and tied it to the beard of a goat. The other end he tied to his own scrotum. Then he pulled on the rope, causing both him and the goat to leap in opposite directions. It was an absurdly comical spectacle. Skadi, accustomed to the serious moments of life, couldn't hold back her laughter. Her laughter echoed throughout all of Asgard, and the Asgardians knew that peace was now truly secured. Odin, the wise leader of the Asgardians, wanted to create a lasting memory of the now settled feud. As a third act of atonement, he took the eyes of Tjadzi and hurled them into the night sky. There, they transformed into 2 glowing stars, eternal reminders of the peace and reconciliation between the Asgardians and giants. Skadi and Njörd now faced a new challenge. Where should they live? Skadi preferred to reside in the round mountains of Turmheim, the place where she had grown up with her father. Njörd, on the other hand, wanted to stay in his home, the shipyard, the center of seafaring and the sea of gods. Initially, the two couldn't agree, as both places held special significance for them. Finally, Njörd proposed a compromise. They would alternate living in both locations, 9 days in Thrymheim and 9 days in the shipyard. Skadi agreed to the proposal, and so they spent their days between the mountains and the sea. It wasn't ideal, but it was a start. Their lives became a constant back and forth between worlds, much like their marriage was an alliance between the Asgardians and the giants. And so they found a middle ground that was fair to both Skadi and Njörd, solidifying this new chapter of peace in the Asgardian Chronicles. It was a lesson for all that compromises are possible, even when the differences seem vast. The married couple, Njörd and Skadi, genuinely tried to share their lives between the sea and the mountain, but it was clear that it wasn't working. Njörd couldn't trade the songs of the seabirds and the vastness of the ocean for the wild howls of wolves and the confinement of the mountains. He felt trapped every time he was in Turheim. Skadi felt the same way. In Noatum, she couldn't sleep, disturbed by the noise of seagulls and the crashing of waves. She missed the silence of the snow-covered mountains and the deep roars of bears. She felt uneasy, far from her home. Both realized that their attempts to find a middle ground had failed. Skadi and Njörd now faced a decision that would determine the fate of their alliance. The balance between the Asgardians and giants was at stake, so they made a decision that was difficult but necessary. They agreed to live separately and to respect each other's homelands. Skadi would live in the round mountains of Turheim, and Njörd in his beloved Noatum by the sea. However, they would continue to visit each other, spend holidays together, and honor their bond.